I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired of being terrorized on every single front. It just seems like we're living in one massive terror campaign. For instance, Canadian Prepper uploaded a video yesterday titled Red Alert. I got a disturbing message. Prepare now. What was this disturbing message he got? Well, it had to do with nuclear war. And Canadian Prepper has now told his over 300,000 viewers on that video to prepare now for nuclear war. How many of those 300,000 viewers do you think has the ability to do such a thing when most people are living paycheck to paycheck while inflation takes more and more of that paycheck? I'm a firm believer in preparing for storms. If you know a storm is coming and that you're going to have to hunker down or maybe shut in for a few days, grab some extra supplies to ride it out. I'm all for that. I don't make fun of people for being smart and grabbing some extra eggs, bread, milk, and a couple of bags of beans and rice. I had to learn the hard way during a bad ice storm several years ago to keep things like candles, oil lamps, and batteries on hand, and what left me and thousands of others without power for a week. But there's a big difference in preparing for a storm and preparing for the apocalypse. The fact of the matter is that the only ones likely to survive nuclear attacks are the very same government officials that cause them, and who are invited to live in city-sized fallout shelters complete with every thinkable amenity that took decades to plan and prepare for, with a limitless budget. Backyard bunkers aren't going to cut it. Have you ever heard of a little thing called hospital psychosis? Hospital psychosis is what happens from being in the hospital for several days without access to sunlight. It closely mimics what happens to prisoners driven crazy by solitary confinement, and results from several things that includes isolation, trauma, and most especially, no access to sunlight. Humanity needs interaction. We need sunlight and fresh air. We need to know that we have access to doctors, dentists, and any other help we might need. Look at the impact of recent lockdowns alone on human psychology. Even with access to family and sunlight, just the idea of being locked down and restricted can wreak havoc on an otherwise isolated mind cut off from the normal workings of a functional society. We need to joke with a tired store clerk ready for their shift to end. We need the smile of a food server at a busy restaurant hoping to get a good tip. For reasons of our own sanity, we need to know that if we go to the store or to a local cafe, that we can. And sometimes we need a break from family, no matter how much we may love them. For many, there's nothing worse than death, but I'd argue there's a lot of things worse than death, like being stuck in a buried shipping container, cut off and isolated from a world that's been destroyed, and the havoc that would wreak on my mind, let alone the minds of whoever was locked in there with me. And this brings me to a very valid question. At what point do preppers who've made a hobby out of prepping for every survival scenario begin running themselves nuts with it? What does the nonstop fear, ever on the ready for every potential outcome, ultimately do to a very neuroplastic mind trained into constant paranoia? One of the things that legit pisses me off is to read through the comments on such videos as Canadian Preppers where the people he's just scared the shit out of frantically beg for advice on what they can do when they have no money and no other resources. Another thing that pisses me off is the prevalent gloating within the online prepper community, where people who've built YouTube careers off of prepping and homesteading take out their frustrations with being mocked as quote-unquote paranoid by family and friends on their earnest and frightened viewers tuning in to find out how to survive any one of a number of apocalypses that's always being forecasted. At what point is prepping a helpful tool? And at what point does it just become constant terrorization, even self-terrorization, the byproduct of news media also constantly terrorizing people on a hell of a lot of lies and propaganda, because it's well known that people's survival instincts tune into gloom and doom more so than they do anything happy and inspiring. This while many of these YouTube preppers personally profit off of people's fears, not just in views but in actual merchandise sales. This while too many preppers who stand to personally profit off of sales on freeze-dried foods like Patriot Supply conflate the 25-year shelf life of such foods with the fact that it's a 3-month supply for one person. A 3-month supply of Patriot Supply freeze-dried food for one person is currently on sale for $747, marked down from $897. And just what do you get for that $747? Well, you get 40 servings of macaroni and cheese. You get 12 servings of traveler's stew. You get 16 servings of creamy stroganoff. You get 60 servings of home-style potato soup. You get Alfredo pasta, 12 servings of that. You get 16 servings of chili mac, 8 servings of spaghetti, 40 servings of creamy chicken flavored rice, 24 servings of Southwest rice, 100 servings of long grain white rice, 32 servings of mashed potatoes, 24 servings of mushroom rice pilaf, 130 servings of buttermilk pancakes, 112 servings of Maple Grove oatmeal, 24 servings of strawberry flavored creamy wheat, 30 servings of chocolate pudding, 104 servings of orange energy drink, and 40 servings of banana chips, and they also offer 32 servings of powdered milk. Best I can tell from the ingredients on list on the Traveler's Stew is that it basically has a chicken bouillon base. Its main ingredient is rice. The chili mac also offers no real meat. It's basically refried beans with macaroni noodles with some chili seasoning. $747 is a hell of a lot of money for dressed up noodles, beans, and rice. Looking online today, a box of mac and cheese at Walmart is 34 cents. And there's 3 servings in one box. One would need to get 14 boxes to have over 40 servings. 14 boxes at 34 cents a box comes to a grand total of $4.76. Knorr's Pasta Sides offers a stroganoff at a cost of $1 for 2 servings. $8 would get you 16 servings. Knorr's Alfredo has just recently come up from $1 to $1.26 a package. $7.56 would get you 12 servings. Similarly, Knorr's chicken rice has recently come up from $1 to $1.26. So one would have to buy 20 bags of Knorr's chicken rice to get the 40 servings offered by Patriot Supply, and the grand total on that would be $25.20. I'm not seeing any mushroom rice pilaf, but pick any flavor from teriyaki to red beans and rice in the Knorr brand, and for $15.12, one would have another 24 servings of a rice dinner. Of course, Campbell's offers broccoli cheese soup, as do other brands, but I'd just buy a broccoli cheese Knorr rice or noodle mix for another $7.56. Same for the Traveler's Stew and potato soup. I might get a beef-flavored rice-a-roni for roughly $7.56 for another 12 servings, and a Spanish rice in lieu of the Southwest rice for $15.12. 2 8-ounce bags of long-grain white rice at $2.58 apiece will get you 100 servings of long-grain white rice for $5.16. One box of Great Value instant potatoes is currently $2.68 at Walmart. That one box contains 34 servings, 2 more servings than offered by Patriot Supply. Spaghetti sauce can be bought for just over $1 in many places, and spaghetti noodles are around the same price point at $1 or even less. Chili seasoning was around 30 cents a packet, and it's come up to around 50 cents a packet in some stores. One would need to get 9 boxes of Great Value brand buttermilk pancake mix to have over 130 servings. 9 boxes at $1.68 a box would cost a grand total of $15.12. One would need to buy 6 boxes of Great Value brand maple oatmeal, and for $18.72 have 120 servings. There's 10 servings in a box of cream of wheat. 2 boxes would get you 20 servings for a total of $7.84. $5.76 would get you 8 boxes of instant pudding mix, and 32 servings of powdered milk will set you back $7.90. 4 containers of Tang cost $10.32, and last but not least, $9.04 will get you over 40 servings of banana chips. For the same amount of food offered by Patriot Supply on their great sale price of $747, marked down $150 by the way, I can pretty much get the same stuff in a greater quantity at Walmart for a grand total of $167.66. Will it last 25 years? No, much of it has around a shelf life of a year to 2 years. But for $597.34 savings, I'll take it if I'm genuinely worried about food and empty store shelves on the immediate horizon. It's so ironic that the same people selling this way overpriced stuff are also screaming that you need to buy it for reasons of inflation. After having done the research and math on this, I have to admit I'm absolutely disgusted. What is remotely patriotic about conflating a 25-year shelf life with a 3-month supply of food, and what weighs upon people's fears to overcharge by triple? One could buy 6 months' worth of food or a 3-month supply of food for 2 people for less than half of what Patriot Supply charges for a 3-month supply for 1 person. It's predatory. It's highway robbery, and it makes me sick. Again, I read through the comments on prepper videos and the like that offer immense fear porn with the promise that it's cheaper to stock up on something like Patriot Supply than buying groceries at one's local store. I see afraid people unable to afford the $750 price tag for macaroni and rice frantically wonder what to do, while folks like Canadian Prepper has advised quote-unquote poor people to work more hours, overcome their disabilities, and realize that something like Mountain House at $10 a bag of freeze-dried stewed chicken is an investment for when chicken prices go up in 25 years. I'm not intending to pick on Canadian Prepper alone, for he surely is not alone. But his recent video telling us to quote-unquote prepare now for the potential of nuclear annihilation did sort of push me over the edge, as does the very idea that anyone can maintain their sanity, gloating over their overpriced buttermilk pancake mix with a sucks-to-be-you attitude from whatever immediate safety offered by a buried shipping container, while everything they've ever known and loved of the world above is blown to shit. Lord knows if they survive, the world will be left with some wonderful people. But odds are, the only ones to survive will be the ones that's blasted the nukes in the first place.